Good everyone, my name is Graphics. Today we want to solve another exercise on development where we are going to be analyzing this question. Now this is like a triangle that is cut into the shape. So the first thing we have to do, we have to replicate this diagram back here, and it is easier for you to get this shape by drawing the plan of what this triangle here. So first of all, since diameter is given, it shows that what this cone has a circular base, right? So I'll first of all start by drawing my circular base of diameter 64. So what I'll just do is to take my T-square and I'm going to draw my horizontal line this way, right? And use my set square to look for a point, a center, and draw. So looking for the center and draw, I'll be having something like this. Let's just take it down a little bit. So I'll be having this, and this is my center. And as we recall that the base has a diameter of what? 64. So the half of the 64 will give me 32. So I'm going to take my set square or my meter rule and I'll measure 32. So I'm starting from 0 and 1. This is 10, 20, and this is 32, somewhere around here. Right? So I measure 32. This 32 here. And I'll place it at this point here, the center of the triangle, of the circle. And I'm going to draw half of it this way. I'll draw what? Half of it this way. Now, if I draw half of it this way, I'm having something like this. Right? So with the same instrument, the same radius I used to draw, with the same radius, I'm going to place it at this point here. I'll mark left and I'm going to mark right. Can you see that? And I'll place it at this end here, and I'm going to cut here. I'll place it at this end here also. I'm going to cut here. Don't forget, I'm using the radius of 32. I'm going to radiate all these my points to the center of the circle. So radiate this point to this point, right? Radiate it to this point. And to this point also, and to this point also. Now start by saying this is 0, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now I'm going to radiate those two ends upward with the help of my T-square and my set square. I'm going to radiate that up from 0. I'll take this up a little bit, then from 6 I'll take this up also. So I'll just draw a line just to separate my circle from my main triangle, my main cone. So any distance of your choice, let me say 5, and I'm going to draw now I'll just draw a faint line. Right? So in doing that, we are told that the height of this triangle is 64. So I'm going to measure 64 from my meter rule, starting from 1. If I start from 1, I will end at 74. Right? And I'm going to place it here and mark So I'll bring it down a little bit and I'll mark. This is height of 64. So take my rule and join it to form my triangle. From this point to this point, I will have this faint line, and from this point to this point, I will have this faint line. Are we good? Now, if you look at this very well, we are told that the triangle from here to here, from here to here is 3. Let me zoom it so you see what I'm talking about. From here to here is 3. From here to here is 3, right? So I measure 3 from the center to this point. So with the help of my rule, I'll place it here. I'm going to measure this 0, this is 1, this is 2, and this 3 here. This is my 3 here, right? And I will use my set square and t-square to rotate this point upward a little bit, like this. I'll rotate it here like this. Now from here, if you look at it very well also, the height between here and here, which is traced to the center here, is what? 8. So on this line I'll measure 8, distance of 8. On that line I'll measure distance of 8. So from 1 here to this point here is 8, right? So from this 8, I'm going to take a radius of 12 from this point 8. I'll measure radius of 12 on my meter rule. From here, measure 12. From 1 to this point here, 12. Are you with me now? And I'll place it at this point. And I'm going to draw a faint line first of all. And I'll stop here. Right? Now, if you look at this, the distance from this center to the right is also 6. Right? So I'm going to measure 6 from that distance there to get the other part of it. So I'm going to measure 6 to the right. So I'm measuring 6 to the right. From 1 to this point here is 6. And I'll take it up with my meter rule. Take it up here on my meter rule. So this is 6. Now if you look at this very well also, we're still using the radius of what? 12. So with the same radius of 12 that I used to get this arc here, I'll place at this point where the arc is, and I'm going to mark on that line of 6. Then I'll turn it the other way around. So I'll get this other part here. And I'll complete it. I'll complete this one also. I'll have this. So I'll have that. I'll have that. So we have that. Now the next thing I'll do is to thicken throughout the triangle, the cone, right? To thicken it. So if I thicken it from this point down to this point, I'll have this. I'll thicken from here to here also. And from here to here also. So I'm having this. So I've successfully drawn out this shape out. Now the next thing I have to do is to rotate the line up. Now if I'm rotating the line up, see what I want to do here. I want to rotate the line up, right? So from 1, we know this is our point 0 here, right? 0 to point 0. The next one will be 1. This is my point 1 here. The next one we are going is 2. This is my point 2 here. The next one is 3. This is my point 3 here. The next one we're moving is 4. This is my point 4 here. The next one is 5. This is my point 5 here. And I'm going to reject all those points to the center of my triangle, which is the center here. So from 5, I'll project it to this point. From 4, also project it to this point. From 3, there. From 2, I'll project it there. From 1, I'll project it there. So I'm having that from 1. Right? So let's see very well. From 1, I'm having this from 1. Right? So this is 1 here. Now, I've gotten that. Now, if you recall, this is 0, and 0 is meeting at this point. This is point 0. The next one, this is 1. 1 is meeting at this point here. That will be my point 1. Right? I can just easily reject it to meet the other point. Let me just take it down a little bit and zoom it up so you see what I'm actually trying to do. So from 1 here, it meets 1, so I'm going to rotate it to touch the body of it. Sorry, at this point here, sorry. This point 1. Point 1 is just too close to here, so I'll ignore it since it's too close to this point, or I'll just draw. Then the next one is 2. This is where 2 meets, right? Point 2. I'll do some here, I'll move it to this point. Then 3 meets here, point 3. So this is 3, and the next one is still 3 here also. This is 3. Then the next one is none again. So what we'll do is that for me to access some points here, so I'll have more points, I need to have more information about this curve. Between 4 and 3, right? If I measure it, I'm having 15, right? So the 15 I'm having, I can divide it into 3 to be 5, 5. So I'll measure 5 each here. So from here, I'm going to measure 5 each here. This will be 5. This will be 5. And this will be what? 5. Am I correct? I divide it into 15. We're having that. So this will be 1, 2, then 3. I'm not mistaken. Yes. That's 15. So I have 5, 5, then 5. So that's what we have. So I'll call here to be P, Q, Yes. Then also, if I want to get more access to this, I'm going to divide between 3 and 2 also. So the same 5, 5 each. Let me see. 1 to 2 is also 15. So I have another 5. 5. Then what I have there. So I'll call it to be X and what? Y. Now, if I want to move them, I'll move them towards the center of the triangle. This way. For P, also for Q, also for X, also for Y. I also have Z already. So now if you look at this now, this is P. Let's observe. This is point P. Point P is moving up, touching at this point. I'll call it to be my point P. So if I radiate it to touch here, to the side, this will be what? P. Also the same P here also. I'll radiate it here to touch here, that will be what? P. Also. Right? Now the next thing is, if you go to Q, Q is touching here also. So if I radiate it to this point, this will be my Q, right? That will be my Q. Also at this point also, we have another Q. This is Q also. Then X. We have X here. X is touching here. We have X. This is X. Then X is touching here, and I have X2 here. So if you look at the X and here, they're almost at the same point. Now, what does again? Y. Y is touching here, and Y is touching here. So I can come here to be Y, and here also to be what? Y. So that is all. Now, after doing that, I can also help myself and take this point down to meet my circle. So all those points, this is P, just take it down. This is Q, take it down. Right? I'll come again, this is X, take it down. And this is Y, take it down. So I have P, Q, X, Y. All we have there. Now, let's move to the next thing. Next thing we have to do here is, I want to draw this arc here. So I'm bringing this guy down from this point. And I want to reduce this. So I want to reduce that. That's what we have there. So now I'll place it at this point here, at the tip apex point here, and I'll take it to this point here, right? And I'm going to draw my curve. This is what I'm doing here. That is my curve. Now the next thing I'll do is, with the distance of here, let's say 0 and 1, 2.0 and 1, right? I'm going to start cutting on this arc here. So if I'm cutting there, I'll be having, this is 0, so this will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. So this will be the 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. I'm going to reduce all those points to the center. So take my rule and I'll start reducing from here, from 0 to the center, from 1 to the center, from 2 to the center, and that's what I'll do for everything. So this is what I'll have. Now the next thing we'll do is to start moving all these points. So let me show you what to do. I want to start moving those points, right? So from here I'm going to move my compass, place it at this point here. I'll take it to Y, right? And I'm going to draw my arc on Y like this. Can you see that? So I'll do the same thing for the second Y also. So I'll have here also. I'll go to X2. I'll do the same thing. I'll go to 3. I'll do the same thing. Go to Q. Do the same thing. Go to P. I'll do the same thing. Here also. Here also. Here also. Here also. So I've successfully done this point, right? Now I'll be having something like this. This is what I am having. Right? So the next thing I want to do is to mark my point. What do you notice? At this point here, at this point here, I have let me show you. I have 0, 1, 2, Z, X3, right? So if I'm increasing, I'm having Y before X. So I'll just take the measurements of this Z and Y. So 0, 1, 2. This is 0, 1, 2. So from 2, I'm having Y and X. So this is point Y and X. Then after 3, I'm having Q and P. So after 3, I'm having Q and P. So have Q and P before I got to my 4. Before I get to my what? 4. The same thing happened here. After 2, we have what? Y and X, Abi. So I'll come up here. This is 0, 1, 2. After 2, I'm having Y and X. So this is my Y and X. Then after 3, I'm having Q and P. After 3, I'm also having Q and P. So this is Q and this is what? P. So I'll radiate all those points also to the center. So radiating them to the center. My Y to the center. My X to the center. Q to the center. P to the center. Similarly, I'll do it for here also. My Y to the center, X to the center, Q to the center, P to the center. So let's do the Q very well, and P very well too. So in doing that, we start picking out our points from here. So from here, let me take it down a little bit. We have 0, 0.0. This is not a point. This is not part of the triangle. So we're moving to where 0 is. This is our first point, 0 here. Right? Now, 0 meets 0 here. And also if I trace it, look at the point 0 here. If I trace it, second line, I'm having 0 here also, where 0 meets 0. I don't know if you understand what I just said here. Let's take it down. This is also 0. I got my first 0 here. I traced it to this point, 0, where 0 meets 0 here. Then the next one we're talking about will be point 1. This is 1. 1 is coming. This is my point 1 here. Alright. So the point 1 is just still here. So 1 will meet 1 here. Right? This point 1, and also if I trace it, 1 will go to meet 1 here. The same one. We have the same one here. 1 will meet 1. This is another one here. So you're having 2 points for each line. Now the next one is 2. If I say this is my 2, I'll go to my 2, still like 1.0. So I don't have to stress. I'll look for a line that is more exposed. So if you look at this now, I have my 3. I have 3 here, right? So this is line 3. So line 3, we meet 3 here. This is 3 here, right? So line 3 will meet 3 here. This 3 here. Yep. There's 3 here. So also the same point also will meet 3 also. So I'll trace it to go and look for 3. So this is 3 at this point. So if you trace it, you realize that it is 3. This point is 3. Let me show you. If I trace it, come back here. This is point 3. If I trace it, this is line 3. Where 3 meet 3. Now the next one is another one that's really exposed. It's Q. This Q here and this Q. So if I move my Q meets my Q here. This is the line of Q meeting Q. So I'll go to the other Q too, follow the same line. There's another Q here, right? Meeting Q. So you trace the line to give you Q. It's like what I'm showing you here. Q meeting Q. Right? Q is meeting Q here. Then the next one is P. This is my line P here. So if I trace it, this is P. P is meeting P here. This is the line of P. They are meeting together here. Then I'll trace it to the other P also, which is here. Then the next one, we have another P again. This P will come again. P is meeting P here. See that? This is the line of P. Right? Now go to the other P also. This P also here. Then I'll come again. The next one is Q. Is Q here, right? So I'll trace the Q to meet Q. This is Q here, right? And I'll go to the other Q also. The other Q here. If you trace it, you realize that this is also Q. Then the next one is 3. This is 3. I'll go to line 3. This is 3 here. I'll follow that line to the next 3 also. To the next 3 here. Where 3 meet 3. Then I'll go to X. This is X. X will line with X. This point X here. This line of X, and I'll trace the X to the other X also. Trace the other X also. This X. Right? Then I'll go to the next one. Y is Y. I'll go to Y. Y is here. Go to the other Y also. There's one other Y here. If you trace it, you realize that we have another Y here. Right? Then there's the other Y here. Then the next one is second Y again. So if I trace this Y, let's look at the other Y also. There's another Y again. If I trace this Y, it's meeting this Y here. Right? And go to the other Y also. Just repeat the same process. This is the other Y here. So if I trace it, I'm having my second Y here. So if you trace it, this is the other Y here. Sorry. This is the other Y here also. Now, then the next one, I have one Y here. Trace it. I have the other Y here. Sorry. Right, this Y meets this Y here. Then the next one is nothing again. So what I'll do is I'll just join this point like this. You can use a French curve, right? You start from, we have Z, we have 3xy and 2.2. This 0.2, this 0.2 here. So if I trace 0.2, 0.2 me 2, so I don't really have to use that particular guy. So what I'll do is this, I'll use my French curve, this 0.2 here, right? So if I trace the 0.2, 0.2 is meeting 0.2 here. You can see it is 0.2, the line of 2 meeting 2, and another line of 2 again meeting 2 here. So what I just did here, I'll just join everything together. Now you watch the transformation that we've just brought out. From here to here, so I will take it from here to meet here. Right? And I'll use my French curve. I will join all these points. Please use a French curve. Please use your French curve. Moving the two. This is here. Right. So I'll just join at this point like this. Join here also. Use your French curve. I'll be having that. So this is what we'll be having. So we're going to be having this. We're having this. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to click on the subscribe button. Thanks for watching.